How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the 1IQ Sports Talk channel. Brendan and Sterling coming at you for our Thursday night game prediction, where we have the New York Jets taking on the New England Patriots in an AFC East battle. And pretty much kind of right before we started recording this, Sterling, we both kind of looked at this and went, "This is a game."
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a garbage one, I think. I mean, the Jets looked better last week. I'll give them that. The Patriots somehow have hung in every game so far. So, I mean, we could be wrong. It could end up being a good game. It might just be because, you know, neither of us are huge fans of Aaron Rodgers. I'm really not a fan of the Patriots at all. And so it could just be a bias why we're thinking it's going to be so bad. It could end up being halfway decent. I expect Brees Hall to have himself a hell of a game. That'll be entertaining at least.
Yeah, this is one of those games where I both of us are looking at these two teams and going, one team, at least I think, should have been better at this point and showing what they have done throughout the first stages of the first two games. And the other team I thought was going to be drastically worse than what they ultimately were realistically kind of showing that they had the capabilities of being. And on paper, if you would have asked me to predict this game, before the season started, it was going to be an easy, oh, this is going to be the Jets going to absolutely blow over the Patriots. It's not even going to be a close game. The fact that it's -6 point spread for the Jets, I would have said that's insulting to the Jets. This is a situation where I do think we are going to get a better game than we initially first thought, because again, the Patriots, they beat the Bengals in week number 1. They hung in there with the Seahawks and went to overtime for a second week. Or no, the Seahawks went to overtime. Okay, I lost my train of thought. It is literally they hung in there with a good Seahawks
Yeah.
team. Now, this Jets team, they just got overshadowed by the 49ers. I thought they were going to do a little bit better in that game than they initially did. And then week number 2, they beat up against a Tennessee Titans team that, let's be honest here, isn't necessarily going to be that great of a team. They kind of showed the NFL, oh, we might be a little bit better in week number 1, or we might be a little bit better than people thought after week number 1. But even then, Will Levis still turned the ball over. The Jets got after him 4 times. And with Aaron Rodgers, he didn't have a bad day passing, 176 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he was sacked twice with no interceptions. Overall, a half decent game for Aaron Rodgers, but maybe not necessarily the Aaron Rodgers game that we have expected to see thus far this year. And ultimately, with this game, the Patriots, you would think that the Jets should just walk over this Patriots team, but Christian Gonzalez is looking like he can be a top corner in this league, and he's going to be paired up against Garrett Wilson, who should be able to beat him. But like what you were saying a little bit earlier, this game really has a feeling like it should be the Brees Hall game, and Rhamondre Stevenson also has just been absolutely doing God's work for this Patriots team. So I would not be shocked to see this be an old school ground and pound, beat you up style football game.
Yeah, and I mean these two teams, it's the division rivalry. It's a division battle, so it will be tougher fought. And I mean, with that unfortunate injury last week, I know the Bills are looking good, but on paper they still don't have much. So it feels like this division is a little more wide open now with that Tua injury. And so this is a big division game early in the year for both of these teams. Getting a win here will be important going forward.
Yeah, and if you just really take a look at both of them, again, this Patriots team, they're not supposed to be good this year. So any
No.
wins that they get, it's one of those things where it's just kind of like a cherry on top of the cake. And you really just wonder, how many wins do the Patriots want to get? Again, the Patriots probably at this point of the season want to get every single win they can,
Yep.
just to, potentially be a playoff team and show everyone wrong. But, once you get to that second half of the season, are they going to look at some of the wins going, okay, well, we had 3 wins in the early stage of the season, but we're not going to make it to the playoffs at this point? We know we're not. Are those going to come back to bite us a little bit? And for the Jets, we talked about this is a team that should be trying to make a Super Bowl push this year. So they need to really go out there and, not show that they are the Jets against the Patriots.
Yeah. Yeah, it has the makings of what could be a good game. We don't have much for quarterback play in the Patriots, but we might get to see some vintage Aaron Rodgers here. He's going to air the ball out a little bit more, I think. Even if Garrett Wilson is being covered by Christian Gonzalez, you still got Lazard there. Brace Hall is a threat out of the backfield to catch the ball as well. So
Massive.
this will be a fun one to watch on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm definitely not upset about going into this Thursday matchup going like,
No.
"Oh, this is the game." Like again, there's been years past where you just go like, "Do I even want to throw on the game because of the two teams that have been in there?" I know the first year of Amazon Prime Thursday night games, it just kind of felt like every single Thursday night was a horrible game. Where it's just like, "Oh, these two
Oh,
teams."
right? They had the Broncos and the Giants in almost every week, and it was garbage.
Yeah. And then I remember last year they had the Bears versus Panthers at one point. It was like that's not indicative of what you want to see on a primetime game. But
No.
so getting into our predictions again, we always choose the money line, which just means the team that's going to flat out win, and then we're also going to pick against the spread as well. So the spread in this one, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, it is the New York Jets at -6. So Sterling, what are your predictions here?
Yeah, I'm taking the Jets on the money line here. I know the Patriots have looked better than we thought, but I really don't trust them still. They're missing way too many pieces, and eventually the wheels are going to fall off. So I do think the Jets will win it. Being a division matchup and the fact that the Patriots have been able to keep it close in both their games so far, it's hard for me to go against that, and so I'm going to take the Patriots to cover that spread because they've done it so far this year.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Jets on the money line. I think this Jets team, their offense is going to be something that's going to be a little bit more of a work in progress throughout the year. But this Jets defense is still very, very talented and very, very skilled. And I think that is what is ultimately going to be the Patriots' downfall is they haven't gone up against a defense like this. They went up against the Bengals, don't have a great defense. They went up against the Seahawks. They have a good defense, but they don't have the New York Jets defense. They don't have the
No.
secondary. They don't have the edge rushers. They don't have the linebackers. And I honestly think this game is going to be the Jets kind of almost their figuring things out type game that we always talk about a team in these first 4 weeks of going. They've had their struggles here and there, but this is kind of that game where they just kind of figure some stuff out. And that's kind of what we see from them for the rest of the year. And I think this is going to be the Jets figure it out game. So I think they are going to cover this 6 point spread and they're going to make the Patriots have a little bit of a rough night. So that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you all very much for hanging out with us here today. Please make sure to like and subscribe and comment on the video. It all really helps. For Sterling, I'm Brendan saying peace.